Now we talk about the movements across the cell membrane. This is very important, actually one of the most important features of the cell membrane, that it is semi-permeable. It allows certain molecules to pass, it does not allow other molecules to pass, and also this actually very technically separate the internal and external environments. There are certain molecules which are lipid-like. As we know from the structure that the cell membrane overall, so if a molecule is like a lipid, for example, there is a fat type hormone, it can directly pass through the cell membrane and come inside, or it can pass out, but the other things, the other molecules like proteins, like carbohydrates, they cannot pass through, like ions, water, they cannot pass through directly through the cell membrane because it's a fluid, it's a lipid, and lipids they actually repel those molecules. So what happened that for movement of this type of molecules, cell membrane have channels, the ways from which these molecules can pass, and these channels, these ways are made up of proteins. These proteins are very specific in their structure. One type of channel usually allows only one type of molecule or ion to pass. For example, there are channels called water channels or aquaporins. Aqua for water, porins, pores. So these are the protein channels, channels made up of proteins present inside the, integrated inside the cell membrane, which allows only water molecules to pass. There are certain other channels. For example, sodium ion is a very important ion present inside the cells and in their extracellular environment. Sodium ion have particular channels through which it can pass. We call them sodium channels. Just like that, there are protein channels, there are calcium channels, there are potassium channels, and so on. And these channels are not, many of these channels are not always open. There are few channels which are always open. We call them leak channels. From these channels, ions or molecules can pass against a concentration gradient. For example, if they are more outside, they will move towards inside. If they are more inside, they will move towards outside. But there are other channels which allow only a specific type of molecule to pass, and they open and close as required by the cell. Certain signals come and tell these channels to open, or other signal comes and tell these channels to close. So these are open and close upon the requirement of the cell. For example, during nerve impulse, when a message from brain is transmitted, for example, to the muscles, or message from muscle is going to the brain, there are sodium channels which need to be open, and these are opened with the help of a stimulus, that is some signal. When a stimulus comes, a signal comes, these channels open and allows the sodium to move in, and the cell transmit a message. Here you can see a diagram. In the diagram that you can see on your screen right now, it can show you various types of channels. Few on your left are open protein channels. Few on the other side shows when they are closed. So channels open and close. And how they open and close? They open and close by a conformational change. I hope you understand the conformational change, but I simply describe it. Conformational change is this, that arrangement of molecules of a macromolecule or arrangement of atoms of a molecule in space is changed. This is called a conformational change. For example, if they were towards right, they move towards left, with the result channel open or close.